I've had a very long, enduring, fruitful relationship with our father, His Royal Highness, Dr. Alhaj Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, CFR, the Martaba, the Emir of Ilorin. When he came back home in 1995 or thereabouts, to step into the shoes of his forebears as the 11th Emir of Ilorin.
The Emir of Ilorin is a childhood friend. We became friends, played football around, visited our homes, exchanged relationship. That I could say the beginning of a very long friendship, which up to today, we are still together.
Well, you see, there is this famous Shakespearean saying that some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. The incumbent Emir of Ilorin, Mai Martaba Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, the 11th Emir of Ilorin, was born great. He achieved greatness, and he has greatness thrust upon him.
I have gone through the book, and I discovered that it covers in 3 parts: when he was a lawyer, a judge, as well as emir, and everything that has to do with his life was contained in the book.
His Royal Highness is the epitome of knowledge, simplicity, humility, humaneness. He's a lover of everything that is good, and he has used his wide connections while still serving on the bench for the advancement and betterment of this emirate. He has used every opportunity he has to preach unity, to preach oneness, and to advocate for progress, not only of the emirate, of the state, of the country itself.
He has this unique birth on both sides, paternally and maternally, of being an undiluted Sheikh Alimi blood.
His Royal Highness, as a young man, was very active, very intelligent, very, very intelligent, very active. You can always see royalty in him, in game, in dispute. He has the element.
He is a king who is fit for purpose. He has come at a good time, and you could see from the level of progress and advancement that have happened in this emirate since he ascended the throne over 30 years ago. When he ascended the throne, we had only just one university in this state. Today, we have about 10 universities, and we are still counting. Before he came, our airport here was just a shell. The airport has now assumed its international status, catering for domestic flights and international flights.
So he was born royal, and he was conscious of this, so he always behaved very well. Even as a young man, when we had a dispute on the field, he will come in to settle disputes, and such habit prepared him for the future.
Under his reign, this emirate has witnessed tremendous growth in terms of commerce, industry, education, social development, economic development, name it. So his reign has been a blessing in the emirate.
We went off a grammar school and later to London, where he finished his A-level education and entered the university to read law. To any institution that he attended, he will always be part of those at the top. He was a serious student in his days, but at the same time, he was sociable.
So he had this uniqueness in his birth and in his upbringing. And these are the things that groomed him for the leadership position, which he ultimately achieved.
So now, as he started, he is very humble, make himself accessible and listen to people. He is very kind, even in his youthful day, giving whatever he has to people, either at their request or just pick somebody and give what he has. Very charitable.
His Royal Highness, as we all know, started out as a lawyer. He was called to Dubai in England and then in Nigeria. And when he came back, he pitched his tent with private legal practice. He started his practice with the legendary H.O. Davis, QC. at that time was one of the best lawyers Nigeria had.
You know, the background which he has had, the upbringing which he has had, you know, prepared him to be a man of the people. He lived among the people even when he was in service. When he was a state council in Maiduguri, far away Maiduguri, his father didn't allow him to stay where he will be puffing around as a prince. He sent him to where he had no mother and no father, and maybe no relation, no blood relation, for him to taste life, real life. So this is a person that has tasted real life. He knows how people feel, what people want, what people don't want.
So the emir has been helped by God to use his wisdom to further integrate these different groups they have their own culture, they have their own tradition, but what binds them together is Islam.
When you are good, you are good. He didn't start his service in the then northwestern Nigeria, also which Kwara was then.
Okay.
He went far out. He was far away in Jos,
Okay.
far away in Gongola, the then Gongola state. And it was why he was there, with his hard work, his knowledge of the law. He rose to become permanent secretary and solicitor general in those far-flung places. And it was from there he became a high court judge. And he traversed the whole Gongola state, which now made up about 4 different states.
Okay.
He was in Maiduguri, present Borno state, sitting as a judge in those places. And then, of course, a goldfish has no hiding place. It wasn't long before his talents were noticed, and he was elevated to the Court of Appeal bench as a justice of the Court of Appeal.
And to show that he's a man of the people, he was brought up to be a man of the people. We have non-governmental development union in the Ilorin Emirates, which is called the Ilorin, initially divisional, later changed to Descendants, Ilorin Emirates Descendants Progressive Union. Is the umbrella organization for the development, non-political, non-governmental. Even though he was on the bench, and you know people on the bench like to seclude themselves, you know, from the ordinary man to ensure that they were not polluted or whatever it is. But he was a very active member of the union because he knew, as the Yoruba man will say, Ilela Bosimi Oko.
And in the Court of Appeal, he shone like a shining star. It wasn't long before he became a presiding justice of the Court of Appeal. And he was a presiding justice in Lagos division, in Ibadan division of the Court of Appeal, before the call of his ancestors came, that he had to leave and come to the throne as the 11th Emir of Ilorin.
As the emir, he's loved by his people. As Chiroma, first Chiroma, which was his traditional title, before being appointed the emir, he mixed freely with people. He assisted so many, in many ways. So generally speaking, he was man of the people. Well, God knows when he destined position for the people. We tried, we made the efforts for him to succeed his father immediately. But that wasn't the time for Allah. His uncle, Malam Aliyu, Babagba Abdul Qadri, was chosen. But he remained patient to wait for his time. And when his time came, very, very little opposition was noticed. Because everybody wanted, 1, an educated emir, 2, somebody accessible, 3, somebody who can be described as people's emir. All these qualities brought him up and was therefore inaugurated as the emir of Ilorin in 1995.
In those 3 places, the bar was an exemplar. On the bench, he was one of the best judex we ever had, one of the best bench to sit on the bench. And as a traditional ruler, I've recounted some of the things that happened under his watch as the emir of this emirate. This tells you clearly that our royal father is a man of excellence. He's a man who set high goals and high standards, and is a man who walks his talk.
He was a member of the Nigerian Football Association, the NFA. He even became a chairman as a presiding judge of the Court of Appeal in Ibadan. He will put that aside and go and sit with me, discuss the development of sports, football in particular, in Nigeria.
I was privileged to see the book in draft, and I must say that it has tried to capture the essence of what Israelis represents. And I think that one book cannot deal with the life of persons like Israelis. You need encyclopedia. So it's a good attempt, and I think I should congratulate NACLAS. Like I always say, it's good to see young men and women, young boys and girls, channeling their energies towards something that is positive, while others are outside there doing things that are not quite correct. So I want to commend NACLAS, and I want to say that don't rest on your oars. Try to improve on what you are doing. We are all watching. The world is watching, and posterity will also pass its judgment.